Right guys, so we're back again. The big day. We have the Valiant ute back from the Sandblasters. So all freshly blasted. They've done an actually really good job. Used a fine grit, which we asked for, and they have managed to make this thing look better without paint on it. So we've got a lot of work to do. First things first, I've got to get all the sandblasting sand out of the car. I've already started a little bit. And yeah, so surprisingly, what do you think, Jace?
Good.
It's good? Don't.
Really good in here.
It's really good in here?
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
No, don't touch it. You gotta have gloves on. Gotta have gloves on. Yeah. So the tray floor looks really, really good. Actually amazed at how nice the tray floor is in it.
Dad, can
And
you
everything.
give me some gloves?
In a minute, buddy. Okay, so all the rust in this back quarter. I'm actually super stoked. It's nowhere near as bad as what it looked with paint on it. And they've also gone to the effort of blasting all underneath the car. So, plan is to get the sand out of it and get the Afterblast applied to it, so then it seals up all this bare metal. And then from that stage I will get this on the hoist and we'll have a really good look over it, but to see what we're in for. But I have a lot of metal work to do, so I'll get stuck in, get this thing sealed up.
What here?
What's that?
It's a hole.
There's a hole, is there?
Yeah.
Is it a big hole?
Yeah.
Does it look like a worm's eaten an apple down here?
It is.
It did. Has it got worms in this car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big
It does.
big ones or little ones?
Big ones.
Big ones. Yeah, it sure does, buddy.
I have big worms. it ate the big apple.
Is the car an apple?
No.
No? What is it?
Cheese and macaroni.
Cheese and macaroni. Alright.
Yeah, it is.
Alright. Right, so we got this thing cleaned up, well, as best as I can for now, because this is a time frame sort of thing, so I'm not going to stuff around trying to get the sand out of it for the next 6 months. Sealed up so that metal doesn't rust. So next step will be to use some of the RESTOFINISH metal cleaner on the areas that I have already paint stripped, just to clean that up, and then from there I will be using the Afterblast, which will seal up the metal. So a couple of bits will be will be brushed on, and a couple of other bits in the harder to get to areas I will be pumping that with a pump bottle. So one of these things. So from there, most of it will be sealed. Let that dry for a little bit, then I'll get it into the shed, run the hoist up, which has now been fixed, which I'm stoked about. So get this thing right up in the air, and then get the underneath of it all sealed up as well. So the whole point of this is I don't want to really epoxy this if I can help it, because the TIG welder has a bit of a fit when I'm trying to weld in, and if you don't clean out the epoxy completely fully, the TIG weld spits, carries on and everything. This stuff saves me a lot of hassle with that, and it saves me painting and then repainting and the cost of epoxy. This stuff's a lot cheaper than an epoxy kit, so I'd rather run this stuff to do what I'm doing. But you guys will gather what's going on as this progresses, but for now, just a brief rundown of what I'm doing and get this thing sealed up. So let's get stuck into sealing this up. Alright guys, so that is the main part of the cab all sealed up. Got all the Afterblast brushed on, so that puts a thick layer on it. I could have pumped it through a spray gun, but it would have been fumes everywhere and it would have been atomizing more than it was actually putting on the car. Whereas for me, you can do it however you want, but for me, brushing that stuff on and then going over with the pump bottle and stuff, it gets it right in there, seals it all up nice and good. So what we got is a nice sealed up ute. So the blaster's missed a few little spots, no biggie, it is what it is. It was a really big job to get this thing all stripped back down, but it's had a bit of a how you doing moment with all the tar and eating that up, so I'll get all of this will all get cleaned up. So it's looking really good all in here. I got all up under there and sealed that. All of this is all sealed, parcel shelf all sealed, all the trays all sealed up. So the good thing is you can see exactly where you're going with it, because it changes the colour of the metal, so you can see anywhere you've coated and anywhere you haven't coated. So it's all looking pretty schmicko as far as an old Valiant goes. This thing, I don't know what all of you Valiant guys are dealing with out there, but I'm pretty happy with how this has come back. So got a lot of rat's nests and holes and all the rest of it, but more holes means more fun fixing it all up. So let's get this thing, well, I'm going to let this dry for a moment. Let this thing dry for a moment, and then I will get it in on the hoist and get underneath all done on it. So get all that sealed up so then it's safe. So you can do as much as you possibly can, but the good thing is if there is any rust that pops up while I'm working on it, it's all stuff I can address before I epoxy it. So that way then if someone's pushed it with bare hands or done something like that, I can get to that surface rust stuff and clean it all up before I epoxy it. So doing it this way, I feel a little bit better that this is going to have a better end result and last a lot longer, but everything only lasts as long as it does, and you can only do what you can do. So let's keep moving forwards. I'll let this thing air out for a bit, get it on the hoist and get underneath sealed. Right guys, so we got Camo's ute all sealed up in Afterblast. So this is a few days later on, as I finished doing this at like 10 o'clock at night. But the ute's looking really good. Pretty happy with what we've got going on. So she's a tidy old girl under here. Very tidy. It's got a few little things that we got to fix up on it. A couple of rust holes. You got to get some new floor pans because the floor pans are all rotted out. So he's going to buy some new floor pan sheet. And yeah, just a few bits and bobs here and there. The amusing part is the other day I came into the shed and I found some sandblasting grit and a lovely patch plate that was hiding all of this. A bit of a nasty up in there. Casual pop riveted plate on. Obviously there was nothing to pop rivet here, so Sikaflex works as well, I guess. But yeah, all in all, it's not too bad. A lot of metal work, so I'm going to be very busy with the metal work on this thing after this video. We've got another big patch plate in here, and up in this top section here, it's all rotted out up there. But yeah, bit of work, but all in all, it's not really bad at all. It's a pretty tidy ute for what it is. All the main structure and everything is really good. So it's just going around patch plating a lot of things because you can get carried away and put whole new sill panels on it and put this, that and everything else on it, but that's not the kind of money he wants to spend on it, and it's just not really necessary for what he wants and what this thing really needs to have done to it. So, but yeah, that is it for this video. So the next one will be, the plan with the metalwork is to start from the very back, which isn't bad, work our way all the way through cabin and engine bay last. So get all the metalwork sorted back to front, work in the easiest section to the front section, and yeah, that's going to be the plan. So that's it for this video. Keep your eyes peeled, it'll be a little bit off before I get a video done on the metalwork, because I'll be chipping away at that, recording, filming and everything else. So I'll probably break it down a bit smaller sections so I can keep the videos rolling through instead of these really long ones. But the long ones come, I'll try and keep them a little bit shorter though. But yeah, just let me know what you guys like, whether you like the longer videos or whether, and happy to wait, or if you want more regular shorter videos. It's a big juggle because, like I've always said, juggling everything else I've got going on, as well as having to self-film, do the work and edit the videos and everything, it definitely does take its time. So one-man band trying to get this done here and there with what little help I do get. But yeah, that's it for this video. Catch you on the next one.